Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you're super excited like I am. I have two awesome guests with me. We have Mike and Carl. And Mike is DevRel at Gitpod. I'm going to let Mike introduce himself, and then we'll jump on to Carl as well. I'm pretty sure Carl you're familiar with. He's been on many live streams with me. So Mike, please give yourself an intro.
Hey, everyone. Thanks very much for having me, Eddie. Great to be here and looking forward to building some stuff today. As Eddie mentioned, I'm a developer advocate at Gitpod. I've been in the industry for a bit over 20 years, so built web applications since JavaScript kind of came out. So it's been a good ride. Lots has changed and lots is still the same. So looking forward to what we're building today.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited to learn with everybody, and we're going to be building a full stack app using NextJS, which is a framework for React. Carl got me into that, and we're going to use Prime React, and Carl got me into that as well. And we're going to be using Gitpod, which Carl also got me into. So Carl is to blame for a lot of things. So a lot of you know Carl manages a lot of or contributes and manages a lot of our open source projects, the EddieBot, the API, got us into NextJS. So Carl, please give yourself an intro.
Yeah, so hey everyone, thanks for having me, Eddie. I think there's not much to say. I'm a mod at EddieHub, yeah, and I'm also into web development.
Awesome, sounds good. So everyone go check out Carl and Mike's Twitter links. They are in the description below. I added those about an hour ago, so it should all be there. Awesome. So I'm gonna share my screen, and let's get straight into it, because we're all over the world. We have Mike all the way over on the west side of the world. And whereabouts are you, Mike?
Oops, got to unmute. I'm based in Vancouver, over in Canada. Okay,
nice. And about in the middle, we have Carl. I see Emma has just joined, who I think is also around kind of Central Europe as well. And then we have people like Pradumna, who's in India. And then you have me all the way over on the east. And so for me, it is in 2 minutes going to be Saturday. So I'm relying on everyone watching and listening to help me out today, and so I don't make too many mistakes. Okay, let's get started. I'm super excited. I have my red Fanta, which you can't get in the UK. So I drink this a lot. So I'm saving it. But the bottles are slightly smaller here, which I find really strange. But I'm super, super excited. Okay. So this is our repo, and so let me show everyone what it is. Let me make that a bit bigger. It's our awesome GitHub Profiles. I think it was one of the first repos we had on our project, and what it is, it allows people to contribute a bit of JavaScript, a bit of JSON, so therefore they can share their awesome GitHub profile. So it's deployed, and we've got some docs, and then these are the actual screenshots that people add, and then you can click on it and go vote on their issue and so forth. So we do have lots here, but the page has got quite long, and being with Markdown, I don't know, I wasn't too keen on it. I thought sometimes you want to search, maybe we want to organize by a vote in the future, like not for now. So I thought let's convert it. The GitHub Action was getting more and more complicated, and people have really made lots of improvements to this project. They've used, I think we're using Jekyll now for this as well. Yeah, we've got layouts, and might be using Jekyll, I think. So I thought, let's make it into a full stack app. So hopefully that sounds interesting to everyone, and let's get started. So where should we start first? I think, maybe we Gitpodify the project, which I think I know how to do without looking at the docs. So shall we test that out? And if I get it wrong, then I've got two experts who can help me, because whenever I think of Gitpodify, I think of Carl. Carl Gitpodified all our repos, and I think it is such a great thing to do for two reasons. One is I think it's a great contribution to any project, and two, it lowers the barrier to entry for me to review pull requests with a single click, but also allows other people to contribute really easily. So let's just do it. So what we'll have to do, and again, correct me if I get this wrong. So we're on our repo. All I have to do, actually, I want to open a second tab because I want to keep the repo open. So I don't have Chrome. So Chrome gives you a button, but I'm going to do this in the manual way. And it is really, really complicated. You need to put gitpod.io/hash in front of the URL. And you keep the rest of the URL exactly the same. So if I hit enter, now this will look familiar for you. We will have VS Code appearing very, very soon. So that build takes about, I don't know, first time is about 20 seconds or so, and we can speed that up with a little bit of YAML config. So great to see everyone sharing their locations. We've got India, we've got France. Awesome to have you all here. Okay, so you can see it's booted up, and this is the project. So this should look quite familiar. So we've got layouts. Let me make it a bit bigger for everyone. Layouts, GitHub, assets, and profile. GitHub, layouts, assets, and profile. Looks pretty much the same. So it's saying, do you want to open the VS Workspace do you want to open the workspace in VS Code desktop? I'm not going to do that now, but that's another amazing, that's quite a new feature. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. That came out probably 2 months ago. Yeah. So if people want to prefer their local environment to do that, they can do so. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's such a great thing where you can open it locally. And so it still runs all set up in Gitpod, but you can have the luxury of VS Code locally. So it's very cool. So what I want to do is actually, let's properly Gitpodify this. And don't forget, everyone, we're going to get you lots of green squares today. There's been lots of improvements you're going to be able to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the terminal. And open the terminal. And I can do GP init. What it's going to do is it's going to create a .gitpod YAML file. And in here, to be honest, I actually don't think we have anything yet because it is just a static site. So maybe I don't even need to commit this yet. I should probably set up NextJS first, and then I can do the npm install and then do the npm run dev. That works. Okay, so I might do that first. So let's have a go at that. So hopefully everyone can still see my desktop. So what I think I need to do, I've even forgotten the command, to be honest. It is going to be, let's go to the docs and have a quick look. npm-x create next app latest. But what I think I need to do is it's going to create it in a subdirectory. I'll need to move it up. That's one thing that I don't like about some of these commands, unless anyone knows a trick where you can kind of go like path or something.
I think try to just, instead of --path, just put a dot.
Yeah, that would be my approach as well.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's do it.
Try to trick it.
Let's see. Okay. It's okay. We're in an ephemeral, that word really hard, ephemeral dev environment. So if anything goes wrong, we can just ditch it and create a new one in 30 seconds. So
it looks like it needs to be an empty directory.
Yes, it did not like that. Okay, no problem. I can just move it up. It should be pretty straightforward. So I can just go, I don't know, I shouldn't call it next because they will probably have a folder called that. Let's call it my project. Let it create that for us. How is the chat going? People are probably giving us all the tips and answers. Emma, you're in Sweden. Remind me, how is that like ahead of Germany? Because Germany, I think, is 1 hour, is GMT +1. Is that correct, Carl? So Sweden, GMT +2. I'm trying to think of my map now. Is it that way or that way? On my map, I'm not sure.
I think it might even be the same, but I'm not 100% sure. So for me, it's 5 p.m. now.
Okay, got you. Okay, so that seems to have run, and I have my projects. Let me bring everything in here that's up. So
this might crash with the package JSON and the package log because you're already having one in the root directory.
True. I will probably ditch these ones because I don't think we need much from them, to be honest. Let's have a look. Because a linter will come with next, and same with, I think a lot of these things come with next. So anyway, we will have the version control. So you're right, good point. So let me delete that and delete this. Delete a lot of things that we don't actually need. So let's see. And they'll be in the history. So if we need it, we can always get it back. Even the git not ignore as well, we probably will get a new one from there as well. So let's ditch out a lot of things we don't need. So profiles, we will keep those. We will need those, but I might rename it to data. Generate, we will need. License. Profiles MD, we won't need because this is generated on the GitHub Action, but we're not going to need that anymore. Assets, we probably won't need either. And then layouts, we're not going to need either too. Let's ditch that. And let's see. So in the GitHub Action, we will need to change the workflow, because when it comes to, actually, I should have kept prettier because it's a different action, but I can always bring that back. But yes, this is how it creates the HTML. So I don't think we're going to need that. So I'll keep that open for now, but we will need to tweak that slightly. So let's bring up the node modules. I think I can just do it like that. You should want to move. Yes, move. We'll bring up pages as well. Bring up public. Actually, I could probably bring them all in one go. What am I doing? Probably won't bring up the Readme though.
Do you want to create just like a landing page where every profile gets shown, or do you also want to create a like detailed page for every user?
Good question. What we'll probably do is we'll do like a landing page in this live stream, and then we'll let people create more of a detailed version, I think. So yeah, we'll do that. Sweden is GMT +1. Okay, cool. See, always learning, loving that. Okay, so let's have a look. So next up, let's just do, I think always what I like to do, I don't know about both of you, I always like to do kind of npm run dev and just check it all works. Make sure everything is still working. And then we can also, and we can Gitpodify it from this stage as well, actually. So welcome to next. I think that's looking like it's working, so perfect.
Success.
I think it's a good start, right?
Yeah, basically done.
Yeah, project finished. So what I'm going to do is, so people can start contributing, I'm actually going to stop that from running for a moment, and I'm going to set this up. So this is how we make it run nicely in Gitpod, and this is where both of you expertise will probably help. So do npm install here, and then in this command, it's going to be npm run dev. It's going to be on 3000 as well. We want it to open a preview, so when people click the link. The other thing I want to do, Readme is slightly out of date, but we'll still keep it in for the moment. And if I go to the Gitpod website, and this is where I do copy and paste some of the docs. So quick start, let's add this to Readme so people can get started. Where is it? Get started. Here we go. So I will copy and paste this. Put it right at the top. And remind everyone to, oh, did I not copy that correctly? Let's try again. Oh, I don't know why, what's wrong with my browser. Let me try one last time.
I really should add a button there to just click and copy content. I mean, it's the basics, you know. you have the right people on the call to make this happen.
Yeah. So, to be honest, I've never had an issue pasting it, but for some reason my browser is not being. I'll type it out. You know what? Let's type it out. So it will make me help me remember it. So, oops, wrong one. So this is going to be. Let me remind myself. So it's a link and then an image.
Yeah, exactly.
So link and then image. So it needs to be, I think. So the link will be is what we put in the browser, everyone. And so it will be HTTPS gitpod.io/hash. Then it will be HTTPS github.com/eddyhubcommunity / the project is awesome GitHub Profiles. And then in here, this is the image. I don't know that off by heart. That is Gitpod button opening Gitpodsvg.
What you could do is share the workspace with us, maybe, so we can.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Can you remind me how to do that?
Me or Mike?
Yeah, you can go to the menu at the top left.
Okay. What I'm going to do is actually, before I do that, I'm going to commit and push this into a branch so people have the Gitpod button if they want to also have a play as well.
Yeah, that's better, I think. Yeah.
And then I will create a new space using the Gitpod configuration to prove that it works and boots up. And then I'll add you both to it.
Perfect.
So we actually need some issues. So who needs some green squares? People love the GitHub documentation. Awesome, loving that. Thank you so much for that.
Mike,
Great
that's
feedback.
for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Leon. Awesome. Yes, it is possible. I'm pretty sure. I haven't done Electron in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's possible. Nick, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Nice and early for Nick as well. So we need some green squares, right? So I should copy and paste the actual. Hopefully, the copy and paste works for this part of the actual repo, which I kept open here, and I should copy and paste that into the chat. If people can raise some issues, please. This is how you can get some green squares for your profile. If we can have an issue on Gitpodifying the project, if we can have an issue on creating the Next.js project, and then we'll throw some more ideas out there as we go along as well. Okay, I was really close to doing this button. Almost there. Almost there. Open in gitpod.svg. Open in gitpod.svg. Okay, and
That's
here
GitHub.
I think. Oh, thank you. I type GitHub way too much. This is why pair programming or try programming is so important. Okay, and then here was open in Gitpod. Got it right this time. So let me save that. And I think that's good. So let me have a look. So what I'm going to do is I think that's all working. So I'm going to commit what we've got so far. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we can just say feature, or I should go switch to a branch, create new branch. We will call this Next.js Live. First time I've created a branch from VS Code. I always do it on the command line. Did it work? I don't know if that worked. Let me have a look.
I see. It pasted whatever you copied into the terminal.
Yeah, I thought I saw that. Yeah,
Okay.
I cleared it before I could check.
Okay.
I am in Safari. There are some quirks with some Safari. Okay, so feature. So let's have a look. We'll say initialized Next.js. Did someone create an issue for me so I can log the ticket against this as well? Let's have a look. Issues, what do we have? No issues yet. I don't think anyone wants any green squares. Hey, Yash, you didn't come right at the end like you normally do. You come like 5 minutes before the end. This is the repo, everyone. Do go create an issue if you want some green squares. If not, if you've got plenty of green squares and you got green squares like Nick and you don't need any more, I understand. That's also fine. Okay, just to save time, I'm going to commit this now. So, okay, let's do this commit. Yes, commit. Hopefully it should be going. Again, I can just do it from the command line. If not, let's have a look.
Yeah, for some reason it seems to detect over 10,000 changes. I wonder if
Probably
that's
because of the node modules. Yeah.
Yes, I did it not copy over the. I thought I had to git ignore.
Oh yeah, there's node modules.
Interesting. I should actually check what changed. So it's going to be huge. Oh, can't spell what changed. But I'm going to see, did it put node modules in? I don't think it did.
Interesting.
I think we're okay. I think we're okay.
Use the CLI, yeah.
Yeah, always good. Everyone in the chat, let us know. Do you use VS Code or do you use the command line for Git? Let us know. Interesting that has a D though against it. I would have thought that'd be an M for modified. And I'm pretty sure it's M for modified. Yeah. Okay. We will recreate our new environment anyway because you've got all this committed. So let me push it up. So I should push to Next.js Live. It should appear on GitHub. Let's check. Did we get an issue yet created? We did get some issues created. Awesome. Thank you very much, both of you, Emma and Pradumna. And we should have that branch should be created. Yes. Okay. Let's just check what was committed. I could create a draft pull request just to keep an eye on this. I'm pretty sure I can create it draft. And that's hopefully not too much. Oh, there's a big long list though. No, I think we're okay. I don't think node modules went up.
Looks
Just looked
okay.
longer
looks
than I
fine.
thought. Whew. Okay, we're good. So create draft pull request. And so everyone, you can start contributing to this pull request as well if you want. Okay, awesome. So what we also want to do is make sure we have a Gitpod button in the pull request too. So we're going to do some things like that as well first. So I want to actually destroy this and recreate it first. So the best way to destroy it, is this correct, Mike and Carl? Should I close it?
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Yeah.
That sounds pretty easy enough to do that. And then if I go to my dashboard as well, I can actually, I don't have to delete this, do I? Because it will delete after 30 days?
2 weeks, yeah. So
2 weeks, okay.
You can just close the tab, it'll stop after 3 minutes, and then eliminate itself after 2 weeks. And you really don't need to go back to that because you committed your changes and you push them. So next time you work on the project, you can open a new workspace from scratch since it's all automated anyway.
Exactly. And we're going to add some more automation so that we can get some more efficiency with pre-builds and some buttons in our pull request, which I love. That's like my favorite feature. So what we can do actually is we can go back to here and we should have a button. Oh, we're in a branch, my mistake. If I switch to the Next.js live and we should have a button. Here's the button, everyone. So if you do want to create it, you can just click on the button and it will open up a new Gitpod environment for you. So it's really clean every time. Yeah, we can see people in the chat saying CLI, CLI. I'm allergic to green squares. Oh, great question. Sherry, my apologies for making an assumption to know what a green square is. So yeah, great question. Thank you so much for asking that. A green square is what we call kind of an open source contribution. And it's something we shouldn't necessarily strive to get, but it's fun to get it. So if I go to my GitHub profile, these are my green squares. And each time I do something, so for example, today I've had 1 contribution and yesterday I had 9. And then you can dig deep into people's profiles and actually see what those were and so forth. And you've got this graph to see kind of the balance of their open source contributions. So by green square, it could be creating an issue, doing a commit that's been merged into the default branch, a pull request, so creating a pull request, creating a discussion. I think that's about it. Is that correct, both of you? Do you agree?
I think
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that question. Great question. My apologies. Sujal, you are not late. All is good. Yes, VS Code lags sometimes. I think when there's lots of changes, it does get a bit laggy sometimes. Okay, always CLI forget. Yeah, me too. Perfect. Okay, so now if we go, I'll close my profile. We don't need that. This is now opened. I don't want to open it in locally. And we can see that, oh, wait a second. I'm in the wrong branch. Aha. I need to switch branches. And again, I haven't done this before, so let's give this a try. No, thank you. Okay, so I'm in this branch now. So let's add some more config onto here, I think, as well. So let's see. I have to go back to the docs for this. I know Carl knows this, so probably off by heart. So if I remember correctly, down here, there is, yes, supercharge your experience with pre-builds. And there should be an example somewhere. Is it in the next step? Might be the next section in documentation. I love the videos, by the way, in documentation.
Nice. I think I would just go to references on the left.
Okay.
And click on the Gitpod YAML reference. And then you get everything you can put into the file. And
got you.
If you go back up a little bit, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Table of contents. If you do GitHub pre-builds, you can see the indentation there.
Oh, yes, here you go. Got you.
And then that's basically the easiest way to get all of it.
Perfect. So I'm going to grab all that and I'm going to put it into here. Like so. And there we go. So we want it to be, so muster does that mean default? Because most of us are using main now.
Yeah, that's right. It's a anyway, it's a thing we need to rename, but that's a legacy name. But yeah, it means that the main branch or default branch. Yeah.
Perfect. Do branches? Yes, please. Pull request? Yes, please. Requests from forks? Add check? No. Add comment? No. Add badge? True. I think that's. I always go for the default. I think that's what you go for, Carl, as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
Perfect.
the add badge more than add comment. Then the button in the pull request appears in the description, not as a comment. Yeah, that's usually the config I'm using as well.
Awesome. Do you mind if I quickly throw in 15 seconds about pre-builds?
Yes, please do. Absolutely.
So one thing I want to quickly point out, you notice in the top where we have tasks, there's an init and a command. And what happens is when we configure pre-builds, which we're going to do in a second, then every time somebody pushes code to the GitHub repository, then Gitpod is pulling the code and automatically runs whatever you put into the init script. So in this case, it installs all the dependencies. And then when you start the workspace, which could be, a minute later or 30 minutes later, then the dependencies are already pre-installed and you really just need to wait for the server to start up. We will see that once we have configured it, but that gives you an idea of, you can really speed up your developer workflow because you don't have to wait for npm install ever again in your life.
That's so good. So what do you recommend that I do next?
So I think what we want to do is commit that as well and push it up to the branch so that we can then go ahead and configure the Gitpod application and make that connection between GitHub and Gitpod.
Perfect. So I want to say improved Gitpodify. There we go. And do we have a ticket for that? Let me check. Gitpodify the repo. So we have a couple. So let's have a look. I used to pick the first one, but now I pick the one that has more information. Oh, they wrote the same thing. Okay, I will take the first one in this case. Okay, so we have from Emma 911. Interesting number as well. 911. Okay, perfect. And we are in the right branch. Let's do that. Okay, push that up. Should all be good in the branch. Let's check. Check in the pull request. That should have just gone in now. Yep, improved that 911. Okay, perfect. So what should I do next? Shall I close this now and start again?
Yeah, why not? We can drop that.
Yeah, I already saw the Gitpod button in the pull request.
Oh, it already appeared in an open existing one. That's awesome. I wasn't sure if it would be only for new ones, but for existing ones as well. So that's very, very cool.
To get this feature, you actually need to add the Gitpod application to your GitHub profile or GitHub organization. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike.
No, that's right. I think, Eddie, did you already do that? Did you already connect the GitHub app?
Yeah,
I think we did it a while ago when Carl requested it. So yeah, I completely forgot about that. So thank you so much for reminding me. I completely forgot. Okay, so now I should be able to click on that button, right? On this one. And yes. I won't have to switch branches or anything. It should do it all for me.
That's right. Gitpod also knows that you're opening a PR. So you will see any comments that people made on your code right within VS Code, and you can reply there as well. So you can do the entire pull request review within the editor.
What? Wait a second. I didn't know about this. What? Can someone please leave a comment? That is so cool. Okay.
I can add something?
Yeah, yes. Why don't you add a comment to the code somewhere?
I want to share this. This is like, okay. Ashwin, we're converting the Markdown project to NextJS. So you're early, so we got loads to do. Okay, so let's have a look. Is there a comment?
I'm just typing.
Okay.
Quicker. No.
Yes. Well, while you're doing that, I can show you to everyone that now that I've opened the project via the pull request and we set up the configuration, you can straight away see that the project is now up and running already. I didn't have to run npm run dev. I didn't have to do anything. It's already up and running. Okay, it's the vanilla NextJS project. but it just became up and running. So if I change something, it would automatically reload and we'll be able to see it. So let me do this while Carl's writing a message.
So I added something.
Okay. So if I go to, I think it's in index.js to remind myself.
Is it real time? I don't know.
It should be. So I'm going to say welcome NextJS. I'm just going to change NextJS to welcome to, I'm just going to say Eddie Hub and hit save. And you can see it rebuilding in the terminal and you can see it's changed. So it's just like local. Okay, so let's have a look. So just to prove to you that Carl has put in a comment, it is there in the pull request. So let's have a look. And so you're saying that it appears here. Where would it appear? I wouldn't even know where to look.
Look at the file itself. So first of all, if you go to the left, you see the new icon at the bottom there, the pull request. Yeah, last one.
Oh, yes.
So this shows you that specific PR. We haven't changed anything yet. Yeah, okay, we haven't pushed anything yet. But if you go to back to the files and you open the styles folder, and then which home module CSS?
Was it home module CSS?
And then where did you add the comment?
Last line.
Okay, so maybe because we already had it open, it doesn't do real time. What if you refresh the page, Eddie?
Can I just refresh? It won't break anything?
Yeah, that's fine. Just reload.
Okay, cool. Leave page. Yeah, let's do it. While that's happening, I want to get a drink. This is going to be epic. That's so cool. I'm just still like, I didn't know that existed.
What I'm not sure if it's actually doing it in real time or if you have to start the workspace. But in the worst case, again, we can shut this down, start another one, which is the usual workflow anyway. You would start the workspace when somebody had a comment, but let's have a look.
Let me close this one. Oh, no, not that one. Here we go. Oh, wow, it does appear. I didn't know that happened. Is this like an additional plugin that does this? I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's just a pull request GitHub extension. So that, or VS Code extension, I mean. Now you can, if you leave a comment here, it goes back up to GitHub as well.
Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah, so you have the same buttons as you have on the on GitHub as well. Quick refresh here will show you the.
Oh my word! Okay, let me know, everyone in the chat. Is that something that you knew existed? I did not know about that. That is definitely something new from me. Don't know about for all of you. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Gary. How you doing? See, even Nick didn't know about it. Or Nick, are you just saying it's neat because you knew about it already to make me feel less bad? Or is it new to you as well? Hey, Tia, how you doing? How's your YouTube channel going? Ashwin says it's on fire. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay. I'm still like, I'm a bit flabbergasted by that. I'm still a bit shocked. I did not know it appeared. Just
internally at Gitpod, we use that for our chat. No, I'm just kidding. We don't.
Okay, also, right. Okay, I forgot where I was getting to. I'm still so shocked by that. Right, so okay, we've got it working. It changed it, automatically updates. So it's maybe, so anything else you want to do on the Gitpod side in terms of the config, or shall we leave that for now and make some project changes?
Yeah, I think. Is there any one last thing? Is there any VS Code extension that would make life easier for developers working on this project? I don't know if there's any JSX extension or Next specific, or does anybody know? I'm not sure.
I don't use any, so I'm not sure.
Then we'll leave it. If there was, we could configure it here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's an extension for creating like React components, but I never used this extension as well. But yeah, maybe something which makes life easier for people to get started with the project.
That's all right. I think we'll leave it and we'll start coding, and then we can see what's happening.
Perfect. Well, if others get any ideas, they can let us know in the chat and we can try it out. Or they can create a pull request and add it in. Nick did not know about it. Okay, I feel much better now. Awesome. Okay, lots of people saying super cool. Emma as well. Okay, cool. Okay, so I will close this And remember, everyone, we're going to raise some more issues. And if you don't see any improvements, you can raise pull requests to our pull requests, and we can merge those in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to ditch most of this, I think. Let's see. So, I was going to add both of you to the workspace, wasn't I? So how do I do that?
Yeah, you click right there where you have your mouse,
Okay.
and then you go to Gitpod share running workspace.
Gitpod share running workspace.
And then click share. And
Okay.
use the private chat to share the URL with us.
Okay, we won't share that publicly. Okay, let's have a look.
I'm talking about experience here.
Yeah, you do a lot of live streaming as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and then I learned it the hard way. You don't want everybody to be in there. Awesome. Thank you for that.
We should actually drop your YouTube. Do you want to drop your channel in the private chat, and I'll share it in the.
Oh, you pasted the pull request link, not the Gitpod workspace.
Did I? Oh, I did. Interesting. That's what I
Maybe
thought.
that copy thing did.
There's something wrong with my copy and paste on my computer, I think. Definitely. I haven't turned it off in like a month. Maybe that's not like. Your workspace is currently not shared.
Yeah.
You
can restart it. You basically click stop sharing, and then if you share it again.
All right. Stop sharing. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did it, and then share running workspace.
I think you press stop workspace, which
did
I'm holding down.
No, not a good start. Hey,
But with the pre-built, it shouldn't be a problem.
It's okay. Yeah. Just reload the page. You get back in. It's all
okay.
good.
In my defense, everyone, it is almost 1 a.m. here. Just in my defense.
Yeah. Okay. It's slow. Do you have any? You can just do open workspace now. You get back in. It's all good.
Okay, got you. Okay, I didn't delete everything. Nothing's lost.
Let's leave it. We'll do it on the screen. It's all good. We'll tell you what to type.
Okay, no worries. Now we can try one more time if you want. I promise I'll read before I click. I got really excited. I just saw stop and I was like, boom.
I'm just really worried now.
But it's okay. We can always just create a new one. It's so quick.
That's true.
Like it is ridiculously quick. Okay. I read it first before clicking. And this one says, okay, there is stop workspace. I won't click that one. Share running workspace. Let's give this a go. Share workspace. Okay.
So copy URL to
With
clipboard.
this link, copy URL to clipboard. Okay. I thought it did it automatically. My bad. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Private chat. And hopefully it still brings the pull request one.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, it's a Safari thing. I'll look into it.
No problem at all. Okay, so first things first. Let me close this one. I'll put this one at the front, and let's go here. So let me close this. Right, everyone is still awake in the chat, hopefully as well.
Do you want to add a UI framework?
My what? Sorry.
Do you want to add a UI framework for UI package?
Yeah,
you spoke about Primary X.
I was.
Do you want to add this first, or just ditch the boilerplate?
Let's ditch the boilerplate, I think, first, and then we could maybe. We could get the data displaying just in like a UL li, and then maybe add the style afterwards. So I'm going to. We can sort that out. Someone can create a pull request for this title. We'll let you all do that. And I can get rid of most of this boilerplate, really. Down to about, this is where one div too many. No, I think it should be okay. That should work. And then with the footer as well, we can just say powered by. Let's hit save. Actually, I want to ditch these classes as well. What did I break? Oh, I missed the link. Okay, no, we don't want a link on that. Delete that. Okay, looking a lot simpler now, I think. Hit save. Then I think that's good. So we could just get a list displaying in there from our data shortly. So, okay, I think that's good. And now we can close these. Not close, delete those. I think that's good. And then in the styles, we no longer need this one. I think we can delete that one too. I wonder what happens to the comment now that I've closed that file, deleted that file. But I haven't committed it, so I'm guessing nothing will happen, and it will say resolved once I push it up. Okay, cool. Deraj, that's something I talk about all the time, but not in this live stream. So we'll have a Twitter space on it this week, or we can chat about it another time in Discord. Okay. So what next? Let's see. Should we load some data? Should we do some API? Everyone, what do you think? Should we get some API running? So we've got hello here, and I want to prove to you that it works. So can I open another one of these? Actually, I haven't done this before.
Yeah, what you can do is on the left side, if you go to the icon, the third from the bottom.
Yep.
Click that, and then it shows you all the ports. And then if you click the globe on the right side, the third icon, that opens a new tab. And
got you. It opened it in a new window, unfortunately.
Oh, great.
No,
but basically,
I might better move it back in.
Yeah.
I might better move it back in.
Yep. And then you can use the inspector here as well and change the URL. Yeah, perfect.
Cool. I was just going to do API, and it says hello. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So that's what it looks like. So that's the reason why it looks like that in this file. That's what we have, John Doe, and we're gonna change that. So let's. I think we rename this file to be profiles. That's what we're going to be showing. And so this will no longer work. So I will change this to profiles. Still shows the same data. Everyone's still following in the chat. Any questions, do let us know. And so then next, what we want to do is load the data. And so we want to generate this file first because we've got all the data is in profiles, all these files, but we actually want to combine those. And we do in the old package, we ran this file. I'm pretty sure this is going to be exactly the same. It goes into the cache folder. Or we might just want to maybe, let me see. I could create a data folder and then move all the profiles into there rather than putting it in a cache folder. Let me think.
I think instead of fs.write file, we will just return it in the response in the API. Or do you want to still write it to disk?
I was going to write it to disk and just read the file.
Gotcha.
But, okay. Just to keep it, I guess someone can make that improvement later on again, try and keep it as simple as possible for now.
Yeah.
So let's write it into this folder for now, and we can just read from there. So if I run this, so in our package JSON, in scripts, I could just go generate. I'm pretty sure it should be node. I think it's just generate.js. Let's give that a go. Let's see. I can open a new terminal if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Or if I do npm run generate, we should get, there we go, a new folder, cache, data JSON. It won't be pretty, but it will have everyone's data in there that we need. So in the API, I'm going to bring that to the front. In the API here, we should be able to just go import data from, let's see, we are going to go up 2 directories, I think, cache, there we go, it should work, and then I think we can just return data just like that. What do we think? Try. Now, this should hopefully have everyone's profiles, and that looks pretty good. It is very, very small, so I'll make it a bit bigger, but it's an array with an object of one person and then the next person. I think that's looking pretty good.
Nice.
And so next up, I will, what should we do next? We display a list, I suppose, underneath here. So we could do this really boring. And I'll have to check the next documentation in a minute as well, because I've forgotten how to do it. But if I just do this, but we need to check the documentation I want to check, I've forgotten, is data fetching. It's going to be get static props. I bet you someone in the chat is telling us what the answer is. Let's have a look. So yes, so get static props should pass the data to the page component. So it won't load and flicker. It will it's in Angular, we call it a resolve. So it resolves the data before the page is displayed. I know some people like, some people don't like. I think it's pretty good. What do you both think?
Yeah, that's
really
probably one of the biggest benefits using a server-side framework for these things.
Yeah, you
like
get
Nux,
the search engine. You get the search engine optimization benefits where search engines send a request to your website and they get the full website and not just an empty div, right?
Yeah, exactly. We all like an empty div. Okay, so it's going to load data, and then it's going to pass data, and we're going to pass it into here. Data, and then if my React is so rusty, and if I remember correctly, I should be able to go, if there's data, which there should be, but I don't know if that check is needed, then we map over profile and correct.
I think it's below. You're in the H1.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, say that again.
Yeah, you have to move your code below to the UL. You're currently doing it on the H1. Heading
Oh,
one.
what am I doing? Yeah, thank you. Sorry, you're right. It should be on the LI. Here we go. Oh no, I lost it. I didn't cut it properly. Okay, my copy and paste is busted. I think it's no problem. I'll practice writing. So profile, and then I think my brackets.
You can just use rounded brackets. You don't need the...
Oh, yes, you're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And then closing one at the end, I think. Yes. Okay, so in here, let's just bring up the name. Profile dot, I think we have name in there. That should work. What do we think? What does everyone think in the chat? Is that going to work? You two don't sound too confident.
There's only one way to find out.
But
I pasted it in the terminal again. Okay, so let me go back to the other terminal, make sure it restarted. I think it has rebuilt. And so I should be able to refresh this, I think.
I also realized there should be icons where you see the squares. I have no clue why they are squares, but that's clearly the refresh button right there.
Yeah. Okay, so what's wrong with that one? Why doesn't it like? I put HTTPS. My bad. That's my mistake. So when I went to collect the data, I put an S in there. That is wrong. Okay, it has rebuilt. Okay, perfect. And now it says each child should have a unique key. That is very true. So I should put a key in here. And again, the username should be unique. So we should be able to do username. It looks happier. There we go. Without refreshing, it has already done it. And that's everyone's names. So, I mean, that's pretty, and I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know about everybody else, but I think that's pretty cool.
And very few lines of code. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yes. And it's, yeah, not very many lines of code. And now everyone, if they want to contribute, they don't need to install the right version of Node, the right version of NPM. It just does it automatically. And we'll test this out shortly. I don't know if either one of you wants to share your screen in a bit, and you can just click on that button and just prove that you get the same setup that I had as well. You're more than welcome to. I would like to share a total. So I might just put maybe up here something like data dot length. Might have to do data and I don't know. Go back to that. How many do we have? We have 284. Okay, perfect. And it doesn't look very pretty. We know it doesn't. We're going to work on it. We're going to add some cards and we'll make it look nice. But not bad for less than an hour's work. And I broke a few things and messed a few things up and we tested out a few things. So I don't think that's too bad. I can see my name. Perfect. We will need to put links on these actually to people's GitHub profiles. Actually, that's something we can do because actually I'll let someone else do that. So someone else will be able to submit a pull request because we have the usernames. It will just be github.com/the username, and then people can have links going to their profiles. So can someone raise an issue for that as well, please? How are our issues looking? Do we have enough issues? I think everyone's got too many green squares. Nobody needs them. That's fine. I can get them green squares. I'll have more. Always want more. Okay, so maybe we should add, shall I commit? I'm going to commit this, I think, little and often. So we've got package JSON changes, data in the cache. We want to ignore that. So I want to go to the git ignore for the moment. And I will add dot cache. So now that's gone, index, and we renamed hello to profiles and remove that. I'm pretty happy with all that. So we'll say loading profile data. Do we have an issue for that? So I'm going to close these two. If someone can raise an issue for loading in the profile data, then we can get that covered. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to close this. And if I refresh this, I'm hoping, no, I'm not that lucky. Beautiful. Ship it. Nick's always like, ship it, right? Little and often. I love that. What's the issue to raise? I will do that. Thank you so much. Can you raise an issue to say load profile data? Or load and display profile data, something like that. I can always tweak the title, so don't worry too much about it. It doesn't have to be perfect, just something roughly right that I can kind of make sense. Perfect. Okay, so then I can commit that. And then what should we do next? I'll wait for that issue to be raised. Yes. I will commit this. What do you think we should do next?
I think we might add primary act next to get the components for it.
Let's do it. Okay. Hopefully everyone is still awake. Aha, we have it.
Adding primary act shouldn't be pain. I think it's quite straightforward.
Yeah, I just follow the docs every time. Okay. Done. Ship it.
Actually, hold on. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Something. No,
go on.
Was it before I committed it? You wanted to show me something?
Yeah, I wanted to show you how you can create a pull request right from within here. So you don't even have to go to GitHub and click the stuff over there. But it's too late. You already pushed it.
Well, I've got an idea. I would like to see that actually, because I'm learning more and more about what's available in kind of VS Code and Gitpod and so forth. So I've got an idea. Does Carl or you want to add primary act? And you could create a pull request to my pull request from when you're sharing your screen after making those changes?
Sure, I can if you.
Yeah.
If you want, or do you want to do it, Mike?
No, go for it. That's fine.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. So should I close my environment now?
Did you push, right? You pushed.
Yeah, I pushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
so
you can close yours. Yeah, that's fine.
So if I refresh this, you can see it, and people can see it's there. So I want to now close this issue. And that has been pushed up.
Oh, I think.
Perfect. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Did you close the PR?
No, the PR is still open.
Okay. So, okay, cool. Phew.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, the PR is still there. I'm going to rename this, so not initialize NextJS. So convert to NextJS. Yes, loading profile data. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to close this now and close that. And then add the logic that puts my name at the top. Oh, that could be quite interesting. Maybe that, I don't know, people can have like badges or the ones that are most popular at the top, or like, I don't know. We can have a think. Some ideas there. Raise an issue. Cool. Carl, let me know when you'd like to share your screen and we will do that.
Just 1 second.
No problem. So The badge is there for anyone who wants to contribute. You can contribute with a click of a button, no need to install anything, and make some little improvements. I know a lot of people think, oh, my pull request is just one line. I just want to move something out to a component. I'm practically copying and pasting the 3 lines into a component and then referencing that component, that React component. That's fine. That adds an improvement. Please raise that pull request. And the smaller it is, the easier we can review it and the quicker we can get it merged in and adding value to the project. Less conflicts as well. So yeah, highly recommend doing that.
One quick note on the button. If somebody wants to contribute who doesn't have push access to your repository, you can click that button there, open in Gitpod. And when you try to push, then Gitpod will notice that you don't have access and it will ask you to create a fork, and you just click yes, and it does it all for you under the hood.
Oh my God, that's
super easy to contribute.
There's no excuses for all of you not to contribute now. No excuses. I want to see, when I wake up tomorrow, well, later today, I want to see lots of pull requests from everybody. That would be awesome. Okay, I think Carl is ready. So let's bring Carl's screen up.
I'm just having a few lags. Oh, my internet is strong enough, but it should be actually.
I realized that being on an island in the tropics, that the weather really affects the internet. So you have a really good connection of 100 megs down, 100 megs up, really good. But all the data, 4G, because I thought I'd have my mobile phone as a backup for 4G, goes down the same pipe. So we had a storm last week, internet went down, mobile phone went down, 4G went down, everything. Then 2 days later, there was a volcano in like Java, which we didn't feel, we didn't see anything, but affected the internet again. And then there was an earthquake again, which we didn't feel, we didn't see, but again, it affected the internet. So every few days, you were down for like 6 hours, and it's really hard to be disconnected. I was so worried about tonight because it started raining a couple of hours ago. I was like, no, but it stopped raining. We were okay. Okay, let me catch up.
So yeah, I just installed the dependencies, and yeah, now I just need to import the styles, and then we should be already ready to go.
I look at you going so fast. Yeah, you know it so well.
Oh.
Hey, Carl, do you mind zooming in just a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I thought it was just me. I was like squinting, like maybe I need new glasses.
I just have no shame to admit that I'm getting older. Awesome, thank you.
Thanks. So to do Prime React, everyone, what you need to do is add the npm dependencies, and you just import their from their documentation. You import like 4 imports, I think, or 3 imports.
Yeah.
And then you also need React animations. That catches me out every time.
So
they put it much further down in the documentation, so I never get to it.
Prime. I think we don't. Do we need prime flags? I don't think we do currently need it.
We probably don't need it at the moment. We will eventually need it. Someone will have to add that, but we can let someone in the community.
So yeah, I think is React transition group installed already? I hope so.
I don't think so. I always have to install it manually myself.
Oh yeah, you're right. Install transition group. So now we should be ready for a little test. I think when just importing import from Prime React.
I can't read though, Nick, so that's my issue. That's why I love the videos in Gitpod. I just like watch it, make a T, and go, yes, and I can copy and paste from the text rather than read the text. So Carl's putting in a button, so we'll see if it works. And again, you'll notice, everyone, the title still says create next app. It's perfect issues to be created and perfect pull requests as well.
Oh, I didn't run the generate script.
Oh yes, you won't have.
We should
yes,
maybe that's something we should add to the YAML file.
Yes.
I think I would add it to the package.json file, because if somebody doesn't use Gitpod, you want them to generate the code as well.
True.
So you can do
Probably
a pre-dev.
Or in the prepare script or something after installing.
Yeah, good idea.
Yep.
See, working together with everybody, you make improvements all the time and think of different ideas and different options.
So,
we've got a button. Yes. And you've got
I think
data.
it's not there are so many themes for Prime React. I think.
It's okay. The default one is fine. I mean, someone else can always change it as well. Oh, Nick says there's post install as well. Yeah, you have pre and post. So yeah, maybe post is a good one.
Oh, that's already there. Yeah, I think we can leave this. They published some example repos recently where you can have a look, for example, at NextJS on how to configure it properly.
Oh, okay.
This makes it even simpler.
Nice.
So you could probably just take these imports, paste them in, and I think this theme is the default one we are also having in the other. That these are the buttons from the link-free project, I think, as well.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd create the pull request now. What you do is just add the changes.
Hopefully you're not a maintainer on this project. You might be, that's the problem.
I think I am. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
So it won't create a fork, I don't think. I think you have permissions.
Prime React. Okay, commit, and then
I think you and Nick have access to probably all the GitHub repos. Yes, I've never done it this way before. Okay, interesting.
Oh! I did it on the NextJS Live branch. That's my fault. That's my fault. No. I should have done it on
another branch,
non-upstream. Yeah, that's fine. That's my fault.
Don't worry. Mandy wants some green squares. Okay, Mandy, can you? Oh, sorry, go on.
I'm not allowed to push.
Oh, interesting.
So it's returning forbidden for me.
Ah.
So yeah, I could maybe just fork it and do it again, but yeah, I think maybe we lose too much time then.
Yeah. I can always check permissions. I can always add you. Let me just add you if it's easier. That would take 2 seconds because you're already on so many repos. Oh no, it's Tom that's on it, not you.
And let me remove the button again. It's just better to double check before committing.
Always double check. Okay, invitation sent. There we go. Invitation sent. Okay, so Mandy, let me get you some green squares.
So yeah, it should be pushed now. You can have a look. And the commit. Yeah. My commits are available now.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Mandy, green squares. So let's have a look. Can you add an issue to this repo? Again, I can share it in the chat. You could add an issue to say add Prime React to the project. That's one green square. And if we could say another issue we need is to add the generate script to, we're going for pre or post? Probably post install an npm. Someone can raise that as an issue as one other green square. Hey Maxim, how you doing? How to share the ESLint and print your config using Gitpod Workspace, opening Gitpod. Configure it per project. Yeah, each project might have slightly different settings, I guess, as well. That's why I love using frameworks, because it's just set up and done. But some projects might have it differently. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my workspaces. I'm just going to close all my workspaces and delete them. They delete automatically, but I'm a bit OCD. I like to kind of close everything and clear it up. I'm going to go back to the pull request that Carl has added to, I should say, not done, added to. And I'm going to open in Gitpod. And it should have Prime React all set up and ready to go. Anything else we should cover while that's loading, Mike? Anything else that we should cover? We should mention or show, just so we don't get carried away and forget.
I think the only other thing, are we going to work on another issue later on the stream? Then I can show it at that time. Because we have maybe not. Huh?
We can do, if you're both okay for time, we can do a couple more things.
The only thing I wanted to kind of show is that when you start a Gitpod workspace from an issue URL, then Gitpod automatically creates a branch, because that's usually the first thing you do anyway. So you don't even have to worry about, creating a branch before you start contributing. But that's
interesting.
Really
yeah. Can you demo with that? Let me just fix this issue for anybody else who wants to use the project. I'm just going to add this to the npm package. And then, if you wouldn't mind demoing that, I think that could be really nice. So I think we can do it as I think it's post install, I think is the correct thing. Remember correctly, I always have to check docs. Post install, and I should be able to do npm run generate. That should work. Let me check. npm install. And the cache folder appears. Perfect, that worked. Okay, so let me commit that. Fix, generate data on install. Do we have an issue number for that? Hopefully someone has created an issue number. Let's have a look. Mandy, did you not want the green square? Might take a while, weather problems. What, for me or for you? Weather's good for me at the moment, so my internet's holding strong. Yeah, also creates a branch. Oh, yeah, I look forward to seeing this. So we'll show this in a few minutes. You're going to do it. Okay, yes, do it. So if we've got issues to be created. Let me write it in the chat. So let me see. Issue, we need one that says run generate script on post install. That's one issue. And then another, what was it? I've forgotten what the other issue was now. I can't remember. I get these ideas and I mention it. Oh yeah, we said add Prime React, which we could have as an issue as well. There's another issue too. So we've got a couple there. And obviously we've got pull issues and pull requests for rename title.
I created an issue for that one. I'll demo it with the when I do my
perfect. Demo. Okay, brilliant. Okay, cool. So if I don't want to wait too long for that, if I don't create it, I'll just do the commit. There we go. Update title. Okay, that's your one. I'll commit this so we don't get too long on it. Yes. Sync it. Yes, please. Okay, so that now when you boot up the project, it should all work for you fine. So let me close that and let's share your screen, I think.
Sounds good. Let me just figure things out.
No worries.
Let's see.
I hope it gets better, Mandy. Where's here? Remind us where you are in the world. Oh, here we go. Your screen is here. Perfect. Let's bring it up. Do you have a vertical screen?
Make it vertical, one sec. Yeah. Ta-da.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, let me show you. So really quick, if you have an issue which you should always have when you start to work on something. Then you can open that up. And as you can see, I have the Gitpod browser extension installed. So I get a button on the right here where, on the right of the title. I can just click that. Or the other thing you can do is, as Eddie showed before, just prefix the URL gitpod.io/hash and then hit enter. So when I do that, I'm going to use the button because it opens a new tab for me. But Gitpod knows that I'm opening this from an issue 915. And then what you'll see is once this starts up and configures everything, Gitpod will create a branch for me automatically because it knows that this is 99% of the time what I want to do anyway. So if you have a look at that once it's loaded, let me hide this here. You can see that we are on a branch called Mike Nicholas /update the title of, and then the issue number down here. So you have, if you just look at the branches on GitHub, you know exactly what issue this is related to. And I'll show you something. So if I go in here, hang on. Oh, okay, screw that. Okay, I wanted to only show this. I don't actually see the code because it's not pushed into main yet. So that's why I'm on the old branch. But if Eddie's PR was merged, then I could come in here. The branch is already created. I can just literally start coding and then committing and then create a pull request and I'm done. So that's really, one thing less to do when you work on something. But I see the old code because that's in...
Oh, yes, we haven't merged it in yet. It's not quite ready. I will probably be working on it. We're reviewing PRs and working on it over the weekend, and then we will get it in soon.
Yeah, the demo was this new branch here. So I think that, that worked. But at least you get the point already of what's going to happen.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I think that looks good. And we will leave that issue open, add primary app to the project. Thank you, Aditya. Thanks. Added. I will give that a close. You still get the green square even though we're closing it, so don't worry. And I will also close this one because this has been done too. Done, thank you. Just to avoid confusion, if someone else doesn't try and do it, it's already done. But this one isn't done yet. So that can be done. If someone wants to create a pull request for that, that can be done. Okay, so let me open the workspace again. And let's see where we got to. How are you both doing on time?
I'm okay.
I'm fine as well.
Okay. Maybe we just do, I don't know, one more small feature and we can let other people then contribute to it over the weekend. And I'll try and do maybe another live stream on it next week as well. And again, I know people don't like to talk about pricing and numbers and all those sorts of things, but you get like, is it 40 hours of free hours of Gitpod usage already? And it tells you how long you've got left as well. I think I did see that somewhere.
Yeah, it's 50 hours for free on any repo, private, public, anything you want. And then it resets at the end of the month.
Yeah, so it's quite generous. It's really, really generous. And for open source projects, I think you can apply and try and get more as well.
Yeah, we have an open source license that everybody, like if you work on an open source project professionally or more than like a couple hours a week, then we're more than happy to give free licenses as well, because that's kind of our way to give back to the community. We rely on a lot of open source, so we want to make sure this is sustainable.
That's awesome. So I clicked on Gitpod link in the PR, and you can see, so all of you can do this, and you can see now it's booted up and it to generate work this time, which is awesome. So let me add something to Primary Act. I think Carl removed the button, but it should all still be there. And we can check by going into pages. And for those of you who don't know, when you add a new JSON file to the API directory, you automatically get the root from NextJS. It's really nice. And same within the pages folder as well. So yeah, as you can see, Carl has added those already, which is perfect. So let's go to, maybe not a card. Let me just add something. Maybe I'll add I don't know, a chip or something, or something quite simple. Just like this, I'll just add a chip. So if I copy and paste that, although my copy and paste is not really working. Let me just put it above here. No, it doesn't work. I don't know why my copy and paste doesn't work.
I want to blame Safari for now. So
I think you're probably right.
Like Internet Explorer.
ooh,
That's mean.
Careful.
I only use it because it just has all my history and it just either
makes
syncs
sense.
up with everything. It's the Mac ecosystem. That
I do have a coworker who uses an iPad to work all day long. So
what?
yeah, I mean with Gitpod it doesn't matter, right? You just need your keyboard and then you're good to go.
Yeah, we were talking about that with Pauline on the Discord community call we had last week. Yeah. And she was saying she was driving down, well, she wasn't driving, she was a passenger on the way to London, and someone needed some help with something. And on her mobile phone, just opened it in Gitpod and was able to debug something a lot easier. I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it up on the ISS so that somebody in a space station is using Gitpod, but I haven't found an astronaut yet.
That is epic. That would be very cool.
That'd be so cool.
I had, I can't think of his name now, the founder and creator of the Curl project.
Oh,
I can't think of his name.
I Gitpodified the curl project, but I wasn't confident enough to raise the pull request.
What? You should have done. You should have done.
I thought I won't be able to respond to any question because I have no clue about C or C++. I don't know what's in which language it's written in. But yeah, I set up a custom Docker file which installed all the dependencies for it, and then the pre-builds and stuff. But yeah, I wasn't confident enough to raise the pull request.
You should have done. You spent all that time and effort doing it, and I'm sure they would have appreciated it. So yeah, the reason why I mentioned that was because the curl project is used like in cars, in kitchen equipment, and is on the Mars, one of the Mars robot thingies. So this is pretty awesome. We'll get Gitpod up there. So okay, so I've put the chip there. You can see it says test. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move that and put it into the loop here. So rather than li, actually I can remove the li because then it will probably just all float, I think. I think they're in line. I don't know if their blocks are in line. Let's see. We'll find out now. So now if I I can't paste. Chip, label. I didn't realize how much I use copy and paste.
Clipboard overflow.
Clipboard overflow. So here we can put, not that.
You cannot paste.
Profile, yeah.
Oh my
name.
God.
Here we go, save. At least I can save, at least that works. There we go. So we can see everyone's names appear, 284. And yes, it needs some margin and all sorts and so on, but to show that it's using Prime React is what I wanted to show. So I'm really happy with that. I don't know what people think in the chat. What would you give it out of 10? No, not the Curl project, the Curl project. Sorry. We do need a Curl project though. Make the PR. Listen to Nick, Carl. Listen to Nick. Make the PR. I think so as well. Yes, while in the car using Gitpod. That's pretty cool. Safari is becoming the next IE. I know. It makes me really sad.
I didn't want to put it that way, but yeah, I think that's right.
It's true. Oh, Aditya says, that was my first issue, Eddie. You're welcome. Well, next, we want to see a pull request. You know what? Let's see a pull request. So if you can create a pull request, all you need to do is, can they click on this Mike? Can they click on this Gitpod button in the PR, and will it create it from the PR, or will it create it from the default branch?
If you click the button in the PR, what's the URL that you put into the button? If you,
It was automatically added.
Oh, okay, yeah, then you're fine. It will open the PR, and people can contribute. If they don't have push access, it'll create a fork.
Perfect. Yeah. So remember to make a pull request to this pull request. So what you need to do is, if you can go to pages and then index, and if you can change the title where it says create next app, if you can change that to be awesome GitHub Profiles. And there is an issue for it as well. So if you go to the pull request, I will share this link in the chat, and then you can click on the Gitpod button and you won't have to install and set up anything. Let me share this in the chat.
I've got one question.
Yes.
When you, if you display the preview again, the stylings of the chips you imported isn't really quite appropriate. Do we want to rely on custom CSS, or do we want to add something like Tailwind for something more consistent? I know that because the Gitpod website is trying to get rid of all the custom stylings to just use standardized Tailwind.
That's true. Tailwind is freaking awesome.
Yeah, they released version 3 last week with some awesome new features. But the point I'm trying to face is maybe it gets a bit hard to maintain everything with when custom styling comes in.
I completely agree.
Too much custom styling.
I completely agree. And I didn't think about Tailwind with Prime React. I think that's a great idea because it's just CSS classes at the end of the day. So we need another issue. So can someone raise an issue? Can someone raise an issue to add Tailwind to the project as well, please? Got some more green squares, everybody. So I'll write that in the chat just to remind people. Issue, add Tailwind to project. We go. I missed a few things in the chat, so let's have a look.
I can open the issue. I have the proper documentation for it.
Okay.
Which I can paste directly.
Sounds good. And Slavin, we will get you some more green squares then, don't worry. If anyone else needs it. So the other issue is style home page chips using Tailwind. I'm saying that to the chat. I'm saying issues. People can raise pull requests as well. So that's fine. The title one already got created by Mike. And I'm actually going to edit that. And then, not smiley face. I want to edit that. And I want to put in copy relative path. And it will be in there. That's the file. And then online.
Your paste works or worked.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It did work. Oh, look at this plus. Is this so I can put an inline comment in? It's so cool. I love that.
That's right.
So good. Diff. We'll say remove that and add awesome GitHub profile.
Oh, today I learned how you make these diff comments in Markdown. I didn't know that. I never actually looked into it. It's so smart.
It is, yeah, it is really, really cool.
Interesting.
It is very, very cool. And have you seen in the pull request how you can make suggestions as well using the same thing?
I did see that because there's a UI for it I could click.
Got you.
But the diff thing, you need to know the syntax. Cool. Learned that today.
True.
Nice.
Okay. That's another issue. Add Tailwind to the project, and Carl has added that. Refer to these docs. Brilliant. We should mark these as good first issues. There are some good first issues to do as well. I think that's probably a healthy place to stop and see what questions we have. If anyone has any questions in the chat for me, for Carl or Mike, we're going almost an hour and a half. And I'm conscious it's going to be Carl's dinner time. I'm conscious it's going to be Mike's breakfast time. And it's going to be my bedtime. So any questions, just feel free to ask us in the chat. If you need some more green squares, I'm sure we can find some. And I look forward to waking up to lots of green squares, lots of issues and pull requests. Anything else either of you want to add as well, while waiting for questions to come in?
No, thanks for having me. That was good fun. I'm glad we got this all sorted out, and the buttons work and everything, so that's good.
Everyone, don't forget to check out Carl's and Mike's Twitter in the description below. But also, both of you, send me over any other links you want, and I can paste it into the chat. I think YouTube might remove it for both of you. But any GitHub, YouTube, or Twitch. Mike, are you on Twitch or YouTube? You're on YouTube, I think.
No, nowhere really. I usually use the company account. So yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, Gitpod has do live streams. I saw you doing one with Carl on SvelteKit for your documentation project, which I think was epic. And
epic fail, yeah.
No, it showed that it was realistic and real. I think that's important.
We fought with RSS.
It happens to the best of us. Thank you, Praduma. And also, you have office hours. Is that correct? I saw on Twitter Pauline screen sharing that.
We do, yeah. I think we try to do it every week. Maybe not in the next 2 weeks, but starting in the new year again. Just come hang out, talk to us if you have any questions about Gitpod.
Awesome, I love that. That's great. And what time? When and what time do you do that?
Currently, they're on Thursday, late afternoon European time. We're probably going to start doing it Tuesday and Thursday, once in the morning, once in the evening, so that we have a global coverage. But yeah, best place to go is gitpod.io/chat, and then follow us there.
Let me share that. So gitpod.io/chat. Let me paste that into the chat as well.
Awesome, thank you.
No problem at all. Now I'm going to go to Discord. I'm already in your Discord as well, so all is good. Perfect. No one has any questions, then we will look forward to seeing you in EddieHub Discord or the Gitpod Discord. I'm in both. I think Mike and Carl are also in both, so you can catch us all anywhere. And yeah, we really look forward to geeking out with you more. Have a great weekend, everyone. Don't forget to get your green squares. Did either of you send me any links, by the way? You didn't? Okay, that's fine.
Nope.
If you do want me to share any, let me know. Both of your Twitters are in the description below. So thank you all so much for joining and for listening and watching. And thank you, big shout out to Mike and Carl for fixing all my mistakes on this live streams and showing us how to develop more efficiently, which I think is really important. I think some people really, and I was one of these people who used to really kind of, work hard, like push hard, put in the hours. Sometimes we need to think a bit smarter and not necessarily make it hard for ourselves. We get stuck in our old ways. Or I see people saying they can't run Docker. We did have this on our API project. When we had different containers, people couldn't contribute to the project because they couldn't run Docker to run the containers. And when Carl Git podified the project, it just opened the doors for a lot of people because they didn't have to worry about, oh, my machine isn't powerful enough. I've just got a Chromebook or something. And all I need is a browser and internet connection, which is epic. So thank you all for joining, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. I'm glad you all learned a lot. Thank you so much. Showcat, Emma, Flowlight, and Neon as well. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend, everyone. And Carl and Mike, if you can stay on for a couple of minutes after I end the stream, I just want to say thank you again privately as well. If you can. If you can't, that's also fine.
No problem.
Everyone, do me one favor. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps support the channel. Really appreciate that. Siddharth, you are late. We're just finishing. Thanks for joining. And Tia, you're still here. Thank you so much for sticking around. Really appreciate it. When are we doing our live stream collab? DM me, Tia, and we can arrange a geek out session. Everyone's saying hi right at the end. Ridvik, what time did you call this? You've probably been here a while as well. If possible, do a live stream of creating a full stack app using Gitpod. We just did a full stack app. We've got a front end and we've got a back end. We don't have a database, so I could do one using a database. We could look at doing that with Gitpod as well. It's not that much trickier. If we look at our API project, I think that already has Mongo as a back end. It might be in a branch, and you can see it's just a few more lines of YAML config for Gitpod to work on that. Thanks, Nick. We'll catch all of you at the weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.